In a shocking move, South Korea's Minister of Defense made an unannounced visit to Jungkook of BTS, who is currently being treated at a military hospital. This news quickly became a public spotlight, sparking numerous speculations about the reasons behind the visit. Jungkook, known as a member of the global boy band BTS, is currently serving his mandatory military duty and has been at the center of attention due to a food poisoning incident allegedly caused by sabotage from a senior soldier. According to circulating reports, the Minister of Defense's visit to the hospital was conducted without prior notice, not even to the hospital staff. This event has further fueled theories about what is really happening behind the walls of the military barracks. Upon arriving at the hospital, the minister immediately met with the medical team treating Jungkook and requested that they conduct a thorough medical evaluation of his condition. During the meeting with the doctors, the minister reportedly firmly demanded that additional examinations be carried out to ensure there are no long-term effects that could endanger Jungkook's health. This is not just about physical health, but also mental well-being. I want a complete report on his condition, including psychological assessments, said the minister in a statement to the medical team. The request was considered unusual, as the health care of soldiers is usually handled internally without direct intervention from high-ranking government officials. However, this move is seen as the government's seriousness in addressing this case, which has drawn widespread public attention. The incident involving Jungkook began when he reportedly experienced severe stomach pain after consuming food he had prepared himself. Initially, the case was thought to be a typical food poisoning incident. However, further investigations revealed a shocking fact. The food was deliberately laced with harmful substances by a senior soldier. An anonymous source from the military disclosed that the act was not spontaneous. There is strong suspicion that the perpetrator was motivated by jealousy over Jungkook's popularity, which was seen as bringing excessive media attention to the military unit. There has been a tense atmosphere in their unit since Jungkook joined. Some soldiers feel that his presence has become more of a burden than an asset, said the source. However, the public views it differently. Many believe that Jungkook, like any other citizen, is merely fulfilling his duty as a soldier. He is a global icon, but behind all that, he is just a young man doing his national duty. No one deserves to be treated like this, wrote a social media user. The Minister of Defense's move to directly intervene in this case has sparked various speculations. Some argue that this intervention was made to control public backlash against the image of South Korea's military, which has long been criticized for its rigid hierarchy and often covering up bullying cases. This visit is not just about Jungkook as an individual. It is about how the government wants to show that they are serious about addressing issues within the military, said a political analyst on a national news program. However, not everyone agrees with this perspective. Some feel that this special attention is solely due to Jungkook's status as a major celebrity. If this had happened to an ordinary soldier, would the Minister of Defense have acted this quickly? Asked a commentator in an online discussion. News about Jungkook's condition and the defense minister's intervention quickly became a global conversation. Hashtags such as #JusticeForJungkook and #ProtectOurSoldiers began dominating social media trends. BTS fans, known as ARMY, not only demanded justice for Jungkook, but also urged the South Korean government to reform its military system to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. Several South Korean celebrities also spoke out. They strongly condemned bullying in the military environment and urged the government to take more serious steps in protecting conscripted soldiers. One famous actor even referred to this incident as a deep wound for the nation's reputation. With this case now a national topic of discussion, the military court is expected to take swift action to resolve the legal case against the perpetrator. Meanwhile, the Minister of Defense has ordered a thorough audit of the military unit where Jungkook is stationed to identify systemic issues that may have contributed to this incident. As for Jungkook's condition, it is reported to be stable, but he still requires time to fully recover. BTS agency, Big Hit Entertainment, has issued an official statement asserting that they will continue to monitor the situation closely and will not hesitate to take legal action if necessary. Jungkook's case not only highlights individual issues, but also serves as a reflection of the challenges faced by South Korea's military institutions. Many hope that the significant attention to this incident could serve as a catalyst for greater reform within the military. However, only time will tell whether the government's current measures are enough to prevent similar incidents in the future. What is clear is that the Minister of Defense's sudden visit has marked a critical turning point in handling Jungkook's case. The public now awaits further developments, hoping for justice to be served and that no other soldier, whether a celebrity or not, has to endure similar treatment. The food poisoning incident involving Jungkook of BTS in the military barracks has shaken the public in South Korea and worldwide. Reports of the defense minister's direct involvement in visiting the hospital to check on the superstar while asking the medical team to conduct intensive examinations have drawn sharp attention. While this step may appear to be a serious gesture from the government, it has sparked much speculation. If you've been following this news, you would understand why this story sounds so dramatic. A Jungkook, a global icon who has influenced millions worldwide, becomes the victim of a heinous act within the military institution. The fact that the food he consumed was deliberately laced with harmful substances by a senior soldier seems like a plot in a movie. A media observer stated that this case might have been exaggerated to create a dramatic effect. If this were an ordinary soldier, would it receive this much coverage? Most likely not. The public should question whether this incident is purely a tragedy or part of a narrative designed to draw greater attention to certain issues. They said that on the other hand, others argue that this incident reflects serious problems within South Korea's military system. Jungkook may just be the tip of the iceberg, with many soldiers experiencing similar bullying, mistreatment, or even abuse. Evidence revealed during the investigation indeed points to suspicions that this act was motivated by jealousy and envy among Jungkook's peers in the barracks. They felt that the excessive media spotlight on Jungkook created unfairness within the military unit. This makes many believe that the case is real, even more severe than it appears on the surface. If a global celebrity like Jungkook can become a victim, imagine what happens to ordinary soldiers who don't have media or fan support, said a military human rights activist. News like this forces us to think critically. With such intense media attention, it's hard to distinguish between fact and sensation. The defense minister's involvement, the social media uproar, and the official statements from Big Hit Entertainment all create a strong narrative that's hard to ignore. However, in situations like this, we also need to question the sources of information. How were the initial reports about this incident obtained? Is there a possibility that this story was deliberately leaked to create a certain effect? And most importantly, what are the consequences if this case turns out to be different from what's been reported? Let us reflect together. Whether this is a fact or a fabrication, this case has opened the eyes of many about the importance of justice, transparency, and humane treatment, both within military institutions and in society at large. What's your opinion? Is this fact or merely a hoax? How do you see this case affecting South Korea's image in the eyes of the world?